I was like ready to lose everything over what? And then it took literally almost dying for me to go, okay, I'm done.
Ryan Deegan. Ryan Deegan. Ryan Deegan.
Brian is a legendary figure in extreme sports. He's a professional freestyle motocross rider, a founder of Metal Mulisha. He's a 16-time X Game medalist, LA Supercross winner, a 6-time off-road champion. He's a successful entrepreneur, media personality, and first to land a 360 in competition. One of the things I love about you, and you talked about it a little bit when we were talking earlier, you were just a small-town kid that had a big dream, and but you actually made it.
Like, I created this book as a class project. I was probably 9-10 years old, and I wrote all my future. I said one day I'll live in California, I'll own a big house and a nice car with the swimming pool, and I'll win a supercross race. Had all these goals, right, as a kid. Then I ended up going to California, ended up winning the LA Coliseum supercross race, which was like the biggest race of the year. And at the finish line, I was so excited, I like ghost rode my bike over the finish line.
The checkered flag at Deegan.
Like, of all the things I've done through X Games and car racing and trucks, and that moment I hear the most from people when I'm just walking down the street. I was there that night. You ghost rode your bike. Because it was such a rebel move. Like they tried to take the win from me. They took my prize money. They were like, you can't do that. You know, that was unprofessional. And for me, I'm like, what am I going to do that people will never forget? Yeah. And that's been the basis of a lot of my career.
You guys were like rock stars, especially in the circle you're in.
When you think of like, you know, Motley Crue, probably being Motley Crue, that we're probably the dirt bike version of that. Yeah.
Was it ever like fulfilling, or was it empty?
We're living what everyone thinks is the life, you know, and I have to say, majority of those mornings I woke up or was still awake, you know, that I'm like, what am I doing, dude? I met the guys from Jackass, or the MTV show, Viva La Bam, and then so they have a band playing Guar. It's like a heavy metal band, and they're skateboarding. I'm supposed to backflip over this band for the final shot of this show, and it's super windy, like 40-mile-per-hour crosswinds. And it was like, well, we need the shot. This is what we base the show. This episode. It was just a pressure thing, and for me, I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, you want to challenge me? I can do it. I can do it. Right? And so I hit the ramp, backflip, and the wind's so bad, I under-rotate the flip. I come in short to the landing, and the front wheel hits on top of the landing, driving the handlebars into my stomach, blows up my kidney off of my artery, rips it off the artery. You know, I'm on my way to the hospital. They get me into the emergency room, and there's doctors waiting because they called ahead. I just remember this doctor looking over me and saying, is there anything you want to tell your family? He's like that hit me. Like,
you might not wake up.
Yeah, he's like dead serious. And I was like, oh man, I was like, just tell him I love him. Looking death in the eye because I was barely awake, and I just remember praying at that moment, going, you know, please God, if you're real, I just want to live. I just want to live. I'll change my ways. So like, I was in surgery, they said, for 12 hours. Like, it was a long surgery because of all the damage. And I woke up and had tubes everywhere coming out. Looked down, the zipper down my stomach, and I'm like, thank you. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah. And that's the first thing I could think. I'm like, yes. And at that point, I was like, okay, you made this commitment. And I finally got home, and I was just so happy. Like, I would go, okay, it's a new life. And I got back, and of course, all my friends start calling, and everyone's like, hey, dude, this event, we're going to this, that. And I'm like, nah, dude, like, I'm done. Like, I have to change. I have to. And that was probably the hardest decision, was, clipping off the bad friends.
It's another fork in the road for you.
Another fork in the road. And it took literally almost dying. Yeah. For me to go, okay, I'm done. Without the foundation of Christ, like, in my life, I don't think I could have, like, held it together. I just don't.